Good morning. The second part, I will give you some more information regarding some more act and rules related to that agriculture. And the first one is Biological Diversity Act 2002. So this is mainly for preservation of the biological diversity of India. And also this Biological Diversity Act provide a mechanism for equitable sharing of the benefits arising out of the use of the traditional biological resources and knowledge. Say example, if a person they taken a material from the biological sources from India, means after doing that research, if at all they develop any product, and that whatever that product they produce and they are going to market, that whatever that benefit they are going to get through that marketing process, that benefit must be shared with the biological diversity of India. So that is a benefit sharing, that also that in detail given in the Biological Diversity Act 2002. And this particular act was enacted mainly to meet the obligation under the Convention on Biological Diversity, that is CPT agreement. India also party joined in this particular CPT. And as for this particular act, and also for effective implementation of that Biological Diversity Act 2002, Government of India they formulated National Biodiversity Authority, that is NBA. It is statutory autonomous body, headquarters Chennai. This comes under the Ministry of Environment, Forest, established in the year 2003, mainly for implementation of the Biological Diversity Act in India. Apart from that, NBA, National Biodiversity Authority, State Biodiversity Board, SPB, also established in 29 states, along with 31,574 number of biological management committee. So that biological management committee is bottom level workers. So they are also working for effective implementation of the Biological Diversity Act 2002 in India. And Environment Protection Act 1986. So this is enacted by India after that Bhopal disaster. That act was implemented on 1986 as per that Article 253 of the Constitutions, passed in March 1986 and came into force on 19th November 1986 onwards. The purpose of this act is to implement the decision of the United Nations Conference on the Human Environment. So they are related to that protection and improvement of the human environment, and mainly to prevent any hazardous things to human being, other living creatures, plants and property of the that globe. So that is a very important. So under EPA only now we are doing a lot of things, particularly that transgenic and all, for commercial cultivation purpose, they have to get approval from the EPA. So based on the EPA Act only, we are regulating that sale of that transgenic seed material, all those things, particularly that PT cotton and all. So that EPA right now playing a major role with reference to protecting the environment. And Fertilizer Control Order 1985. So this is ensure adequate availability of right quality of fertilizer at right time at right prices to the farmers. The fertilizer also declared as essential commodity, and the Fertilizer Control Order was promulgated under Section 3 of the Essential Commodities Act 1955. So mainly to regulate trade, price, quality and distribution of the fertilizer in the country. And that Fertilizer Control Order also provide for compulsory registration of the fertilizer manufacturers, importers and dealers. Then this particular in order to effective implementation of this particular order, in India we have 74 fertilizer quality control laboratories, which include 4 laboratories set by the central government at CFQC at TI Faridabad, and in 3 regional laboratories. But mainly this particular act is effectively implementation part is entrusted with the state government. Central government only give our trainings with regarding that fertilizer related things. So that enforcement is entrusted with the state government. Seeds Control Order 1983. So that is 13th December 1983. So in exercise of the power conferred by the Section 3 of the Essential Commodities Act 1955, the central government framed the seed control order during 1983. So as per that seed control order, and that licensing, that whoever involved in the seed sale business, import or export, so all those things, all those persons need to obtain the license as per this particular act. So license is very important. Seed sale is regulated through licensing. The new policy on seed development, that is announced by the Government of India on 16th September 1988, implemented from 1st October 1989 onwards. Main objective of these particular policies concerned to provide best seed or planting material available anywhere in the world, increase export earnings, incentive to import of seeds, and import duty also reduced to 15% from 100%, and import duty on machines, equipments for seed production processing also reduced. Income tax rebate also given for the seed companies, but there won't be any compromise with reference to quarantine measures at the time of the importing of the seed material. So this give access to the farmers the quality seeds that is available anywhere in the world. So that is new policy on seed development. Then export import policy 2002 to 2007, that is EXIM policy 2002 to 2007. So that export or import of seeds or planting material is governed by the EXIM policy 2002 to 2007, and subsequently they made an amendment. Some of the items: restriction on export of all cultivated varieties of seeds have been removed with effect from 1/4/2002, except the following. The following items that export is prevented. Those items are breeder or foundations or wild varieties, onion, persimmon, cashew, nux vomica, rubber, pepper cuttings, sandalwood, saffron, neem, forestry species, and wild ornamental plants. And export of Niger, which is right now channelized through TriFed and NAFED, and groundnut, export of which is subjected to compulsory registration of the contract with the APIDA. So these are all the items export is prevented, but export of these seed is restricted and is only allowed on case by case basis under license issued by the Director General Foreign Trade on the basis of a recommendation of the Department of Agriculture and Cooperations. So once that approval is given by the TGFT on recommendation of that Department of Agriculture and Cooperation, at the time only all those seed materials we can export to other country on case by case. Plant quarantine regulation of import India order 2003. So this is a very important order. So this is formulated to regulate import and prohibition of import of plants and plant products in India. So the order was published in the Official Gazette dated on 18th November 2003, and so many amendments were made. The latest amendment regarding that plant quarantine order 2003 is concerned SO1404E dated 27th April 2020. That is the last amendment. I think so far 83 times that particular order was amended. So the main purpose is to import of seeds, tubers, bulbs, cuttings, saplings of vegetables, flowers and fruit is allowed without a license in accordance with the import permit granted under Plant Quarantine Order 2003 amendment therein.